represented the state of Kansas, but he represented everyone across the United States. I certainly think he could share some of that in today's world because he was very good at that, and I do appreciate it. And thank you so much for coming back again today and for keeping Miami County and Paola in your thoughts and taking care of us people here in the state and across the United States. Thank you so much.
Mayor. Next, former Mayor Grimes, would you like to come have a word, please?
We're both former.
My first experience with Senator Dole was in the early 70s. I was a member of the local Board of Education, and I was invited to Washington to help lobby for funding for Head Start. It was relatively new at that time, and there were representations from across the country. And while there, I received an urgent call from the superintendent, Carl Gump, that the natural gas supply was being shut off for the public school system in the city of Paola. It was winter time, extremely cold, and there was pictures of school kids in class with their overcoats on, their sweaters, whatever they could have in order to keep warm, and it was quite a hassle, and this went all over the country. And at that particular time, it was an urgent issue with the local Board of Education to try to resolve the issue of the availability of natural gas for the public schools in Paola. My superintendent said, "Floyd, would you please go to Senator Dole's office and ask for some assistance?" I went to Senator Dole's office, and they were very gracious with me, and whether it was Senator Dole's efforts or his staff, the public schools remained open with gas supply for heat for the school district. So that was one of the first issues I had with you, Senator Dole. And the principal reason I'm here today is to speak on behalf of people that have been instrumental in Miami County and the city of Paola, and I'll relate, Senator Dole, to the people I'm speaking of. First is L.M. Swartz. Mr. Swartz? Mike Swartz, absolutely. Senator Dole and Mike Swartz and Mother Charles. You remember Mother Charles? Absolutely. At Lake Mary. And they were instrumental in the establishment of Lake Mary, and it was something that has been a tremendous asset for eastern Kansas, Senator.
Sister Patrice. Too.
Sister Patrice, absolutely. Senator, I'm proud of you. I would also speak of remembering Oliver Reinhardt.
Ollie.
I'm sure that when Senator Dole walked the square, that among the offices that Senator Dole went to was Oliver Reinhardt's law office.
You're right.
Absolutely. Mayor Rex Kaiser. You remember Rex?
Well, I remember Rex the barber.
Absolutely. This was the issue, the Hillsdale Reservoir was the big issue at that time, and Senator Dole was very influential in seeing that there were government funding that made available for the Hillsdale Reservoir. The people who should be thanking Senator Dole for that is not Miami County, but should be Johnson County, because the water that is primarily at Hillsdale is for Gardner and Olathe and Spring Hill. I don't think, Senator Dole, that there's not a great deal of water now coming to the city of Paola from Hillsdale, but the water now is coming from Pomona. But anyway, Senator Dole was instrumental in seeing that the Hillsdale Lake was established. Another couple of people that should be recognized was Alice Pettit and Evelyn Conway. I would like to make a comment a little bit about the efforts that Senator Dole was very instrumental in the initial expansion of US 169. As most of you probably know, I was very involved in the enhancement of 169, but the initial efforts to enhance 169 took place probably in the 1980s. The major expansion into a 4-lane was in the late 1990s, but I'm sure Senator Dole was part of the approving force that was able to fund the initial expansion of US 169. I would like to share a couple events that I could recall and that Senator Dole was very involved with. And this took place years and years ago, so the people that were involved, and I've never publicly spoke about this before now, Senator, but this involved the Paola Housing Authority. Their chairperson, I'll refer to as Evelyn. Now you know who Evelyn I'm speaking of, but she was the chairperson of the Paola Housing Authority, and she wrote a letter to the chair of the Housing Authority in Washington, D.C. that she was not going to recognize the requirement for providing housing for handicapped persons because the demand was not there. They needed them for people that were not handicapped. But as a result of her contact to the Housing Authority chair in Washington, there was an investigation that challenged Evelyn with the possibility of imprisonment as a result of her refusing to acknowledge the requirements for caring for the handicapped. Well, at that particular time, the Housing Authority from the Midwest part of the United States contacted me, and it just so happened that Evelyn, and I won't give you her last name, her daughter was entertaining Senator Dole in Tulsa. And
What do you mean by that?
as a result of me dropping Senator Dole's name, it was surprising to me how fast that litigation disappeared. So Senator, anyway, Senator Conway, I'm told, has been a tremendous force for our Minor County, and Senator, thank you for your time.